What's he in jail for?
Murder.
I don't want to be that guy. But sometimes in these situations where we're always like, free so-and-so, that might not be the best course of action. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo.
What up?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 52 of the Who Effing Knows podcast, a special episode. This is officially our 1 year anniversary. How you feeling?
The Podiversary, as I've been referring to it as. How am I feeling? You know, man, climate change is here. The aliens are here.
Mm-hmm.
But life is good.
Life is good.
You know, little things here and there throwing my days off, but overall, life is good, right?
That's good, man. That's always good. It's good to hear. You got to push through. It's the powering through the little things that really suck the fun out of your day, and then you just live for the fun stuff.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. Fun fact, which we've already touched on, 1 year ago today, this whole thing started. Maybe not today, but when this comes out, it'll be a year ago, and that's fine. First episode, just thinking back, I know you were going through a lot of clips, and we were kind of making fun of the way things used to be. Man, that first episode, I'll never forget having two mics set up, trying to put like a fancy logo on the TV, and just nothing looked right. We couldn't figure out how the hell we were doing it.
We were quiet because we were inside,
right?
And your wife and daughter were sleeping upstairs.
We're like, yeah, and the fucking Saints and blah blah blah. You couldn't,
right, and then like, I've had fun like watching the evolution of me, because like in the first one I was kind of like quiet. It was timid. Like quiet from that, but also timid and just not. And then as it went on, I told you, like, once I hit the 20s, it was when it just kind of took off.
Yeah.
And
you just roll with it.
Yeah.
We're rolling now.
It was fun. Good times.
It's been a little down recently. I was telling him, or not down, but, you know, the last, like 2 months here, you got no sports, or you have, like, sports here, and then you got baseball going on, I guess. But y'all were doing the baseball thing, so we weren't really talking about it. So we've just been kind of winging it, and which we always do, obviously, but just talking through aliens and other fun crap. What are we doing today?
I don't know, man. You're going to have some more laughs.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I imagine. Talk about some random stuff. I think what I want to do today, so I'll let you decide how we're going to do this.
Gotcha.
So I want to go back through and do all the games we've done. All the little segments, the games, whatever. But I also have a couple little random topics. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to do the little random ones and then do the games? You want to filter them in between?
Yeah. I kind of want to like do the filter in between. And I'm picturing this. You're gonna hate it, but I'm picturing this like any of those old sitcoms, right? Where like Friends, for example, where like they're talking and they're all sitting around a table and they're like, "Yeah, you remember the time?" And then it like jumps back to like flashback.
Okay.
Even though we're not gonna flashback because we're still here.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's
all
right.
What's your first topic? I got some, but you could start.
Okay, well, I told you we were going to talk about this because this is something Jamal Williams brought up.
Oh yeah,
the other day, and I feel like it's kind of right up our alley.
Yeah.
So we need to discuss this. Are beignets and funnel cakes the same thing? I want your answer.
Yes.
This is when you respond.
100%. I listen. The part of me, the local in me. I have other thoughts, actually, that I'm going to go into in a second. The local in me hates to say it, but fundamentally, a funnel cake and a beignet are essentially the same thing. They probably taste exactly the same from my memory. They're basically just fried dough with powdered sugar on top. Like, it's almost exactly the same thing.
I've never made funnel cakes at home. Is it the same mix?
I don't know.
If I bought Café du Monde beignet mix and just drizzled it instead of making it into a beignet?
Probably. Like, if you look through it, it's probably almost exactly the same. It might be. There might be some, like, nuances, but, I mean, now you're getting, you know.
Well, so the way I'm trying to compare this to something, is a cupcake and just a cake the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in a cup.
Yeah. So a cupcake is just a mini cake.
Right.
I can't disagree with you because you're not wrong, right? It is essentially the same thing. But I'm going to say no. Because I think
Hey Siri, you want to join?
What is happening? Anyway,
love it.
What makes the beignet is the fluff.
Okay.
And funnel cakes are supposed to be crispy. So it's almost like the funnel cake is like the pieces of the beignet that fall off. In a way.
I don't know. 'Cause, like, don't get me wrong. I don't eat a lot of funnel cakes. I don't eat a lot of beignets. But I've probably had more beignets than funnel cakes in my life. But I mean, the funnel cakes I've had, like, they're not all crispy. Like, they're the funnel cakes I've had, honestly, are mostly from Disney. So they're all like fluffy and fucking full of Nutella and whatever. But
yeah, I don't know. I guess they are the same thing technically, but there's a difference. It's not. It's just not the same thing. Like, this is one of it's kind of like our fast food conversation we had in the past, where, you know, McDonald's and Five Guys might both be fast food, but there's a difference.
Sure.
So, I'm gonna say no. They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't from here, I would probably side with him and be like, yeah, they're the exact same thing. But like you said, I think it's the local in me being like, no. This feels blasphemous.
So, yes, and I agree. But that brings up the next thing that I was thinking, right? Just Jamal Williams in as a whole. I love that everyone loves him, and you can feel that I'm probably going to say some negative shit here, so let's just preface it with that. I love that everyone loves him. I do love that he's just unapologetically himself. Those are things that I can always get behind. I feel like anytime something comes up that's like going to be like a local conversation, the crawfish, the beignet, he purposely goes the other way every single time. He put barbecue sauce on his crawfish, and now he's out saying, "Oh, I mean, a beignet and a funnel cake's the same thing." Like, come on, bro. Like, just show a little love to the city. We want you to love us so we can love you back. That's all I'm saying.
But I think we love him because he's a character.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Ask him, but we're asking him this within like his first 3 months here. Let's let him become one of us.
No.
For a season.
No.
Right? He cannot be the only person that got here for the first time and is just weirded out by things. Like, to his credit, at least he's trying all the stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm guarantee you there's been like rookies and stuff in the past that come from like up north and are like, I am not eating this what? You do what with this thing? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not eating this. So, credit to him for at least trying it. And I want to see if we can convert him.
I don't think we're gonna.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Like you said, he is unapologetically him. I wonder where he's from.
I think he's from California.
I think
I looked it up before. I think he's from California.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. Listen, if the man comes out and scores 11, 12 touchdowns, I'm not gonna say a damn thing. Yep. Kudos. You do your little celebrations. You listen. You could talk as high pitched and hate crawfish all you want. I'm gonna be cool with
I'll show up to the game in a little Pikachu hat if I have to.
Hell yeah. You be a character. We'll love you for it.
Yeah.
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 I don't. That's it. I'll put a ball in that conversation.
That was your whole topic?
That was it for Jamal Williams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was the first thing that came up, and I was like, let me just go in on this real quick.
Yeah.
I do have topics. You want me to pull up a topic? Do you have other topics, or do you want to jump into a game?
Okay. Well, we can do this.
I don't know. We need a cool sound. Just like.
You know what it's time for?
What's it time for?
It's time for Pick Your Challenger.
I missed this one. We did this once.
What? This was gonna be we had so many things that were gonna be. You're gonna have to come up with a Patty's a Snob.
Oh, I could do that.
All right.
I'm always.
All right. Pick your challenger for episode 2, I guess. You ready for the first challenger?
Let's get it. Come on.
The first challenger is a full-grown giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
Your other challengers, 15 scissor wielding toddlers.
Okay, so I'm fighting.
No weapons this time. You are on your own.
Okay. I'm choosing to fight 15 toddlers with scissors.
Yes, scissor wielding is very important in this.
Yes, or a giraffe.
A full-grown giraffe.
You know, how do I win? Do I have to harm them?
You have to get them to cease attacking you.
I feel like I could just go inside someone and the giraffe would leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like, you can't get in certain areas. You're like 20 feet tall.
I'm imagining you're fighting them in their natural habitat.
I'm gonna hide behind a tree.
What is the natural habitat of 15? Like, you walk into a daycare and these toddlers are just like, attack.
Am I wearing jeans?
Do you often wear jeans?
No, I do not.
You're overthinking this.
I am. I'm picking.
Pick a fucking challenge.
I'm picking the giraffe. Leave the scissors out of this.
You just don't want to harm the toddlers.
Yeah,
is that what's going on
yeah.
here?
I feel
You're
like
not
I
worried
can-
about him necking you to death?
No, and I feel like I can get away from a giraffe.
I'm imagining you just get underneath him and just start bow bow.
No, I'm not even fighting him. My whole plan here is just to run like a little bitch.
Giraffes are fast. You ever seen a giraffe run?
Can they cut? I feel like they can't like listen, I'm a big guy. I feel like I'm a little more agile. I don't know. We'll see.
Who can cut better, Patty or a giraffe? That feels like a fun poll question.
I don't know. Now I need to look up giraffes and how well they move because
they're quick. They look stupid as hell while they run, but they can get it.
Me versus Kevin Durant. Can I get away? That's it. That was fun. What about you? Who you got?
I also think I'm taking the giraffe.
Yeah.
I like my chances. Kids are crazy, man.
Kids are nuts.
Yeah, listen.
All it takes is one of them jumping on you and hitting you in the jugular, like
just a not evil. They have a weird way of working together to accomplish terrible demon things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you put 15 of them together. I've seen 15 non-scissor wielding toddlers in one daycare classroom, and the teacher looks overwhelmed. And I feel like if they just all decided to attack at one time, it'd be game over.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah, I don't like being outnumbered. At least I'm one-on-one with the giraffe.
Right. Kind of like a Bug's Life type thing. Like that, there's so many of them, they just outnumber you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly. Like the ants outnumber the grasshoppers, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Get on out of here.
Yeah.
This is our food. Flaming death.
My poor son is terrified of that Bug's Life thing at Animal Kingdom.
Why?
The spiders dropping out of the thing is he was like he screamed bloody murder. He's like, I don't want to be in here, so we left it.
You know what freaks out? I don't know if it freaks out my daughter. It definitely freaks out my wife. The when the bugs are like leaving at the end and it's like, excuse me, sorry, and like the seats are like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, every single time. It's amazing.
We didn't even make it to the end. We made it like 3 minutes into it. He was like, no, thank you.
I love that we're sitting here talking about a random ride in Disney as if like people know what the hell we're talking about. Look at the size of this bug on you, bro. Oh, it's gone. We're good. Anyways, here's some fun topics. We'll start with one. Did you know? I saw this yesterday, and I don't really follow this a lot, but I see random like pop culture things, and some of it always catches my eye. Kim Kardashian. I'm gonna pause for dramatic effect. Kim Kardashian tweeted out or messaged out. She's apparently working to free C-Murda. This could be old news, but I just saw it for the first time. Did you know that?
I feel like I remember her trying to free somebody, but I didn't know. I don't know if it was C-Murda or another past rapper.
I'm scrolling through Instagram yesterday, and I forget what account it is, but it's randomly like Kim Kardashian is working to free local New Orleans blah 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 Corey Miller, and I was like, Corey Miller? Why do I know that name? Is that like C-Murda? Like related to I can't think of names right now. Percy Miller? Anyways.
What's he in jail for?
Murder.
I don't want to be that guy. But sometimes in these situations where we're always like, free so-and-so, that might not be the best course of action. You know what I mean? And I don't want to even talk. This isn't even a C-Murda specific.
Not necessarily him.
There's been times where somebody has killed multiple people, and we're just like, free him. I'm like, I like his music, but can he do that from in there? I don't think we need. Again, this is not C-Murda specific.
Right.
This generic menace to society back out in the world.
Sir, he took multiple lives.
Yeah.
I don't care. Free my man.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay, if that's how you feel, cool. I would prefer to not be in the same vicinity as this human.
So there's a reason I brought this up, but I did want to put a bow on like the
free
topic
C-Murda
of C-Murda. Supposedly, Kim Kardashian's defense is that his trials were basically a sham every time. The only witnesses they had recanted, and they gave him a second trial, and those witnesses never actually came back because they recanted. But the trial lawyers just played their audio recording of their original take or whatever, and they convicted him again. And it was just like, so she's like basically saying, hey, he's not guilty. Like, let him out. Let's get him out of here. I'm not a lawyer. I'm talking out of my butt. This is what I heard. Free C-Murda.
Free C-Murda.
But the reason I bring that up, it brought up a topic for me.
There you go.
So that's the long-winded way. If anybody's just joining us, this is how we get into topics. We just talk, and then shit happens, and then eventually something good happens, I think. Apparently people listen to us.
Yeah.
So my question is,
I would, again, like to reiterate free C-Murda.
okay. My question is, I grew up with C-Murda. I grew up with a lot of different local rappers. I wanted to know who your favorite local rapper was. I feel like it's easy. I know who you're going to say, but I wanted to ask anyway.
Yeah, it's Wayne.
It's Wayne?
From me, yeah. It's Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I think Lil Wayne is like the first... It's probably like the first rapper I ever really listened to be honest. And it's not even close.
I got you.
Like, I mean... Juvie's up there, but it's still like it's not close for me.
Speaking
actually, Currency is probably my second, to be honest.
It's interesting to me how Currency has developed such a stronghold on the culture of the city, and how people don't necessarily look at him as a guy who's like New Orleans through and through, but he is. I mean, he's everywhere locally in the like a underbelly of New Orleans. Like he is.
It's funny because like he is what people make Lil Wayne out to be.
Yes. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Like Lil Wayne still will mention him in a song, claim he's from here, whatever. But he's moved out. You know, he's been gone for a long time. Like, he doesn't pull for any of our teams. Not that makes you, that's not the end-all, be-all. Right?
I 100% judge you if you don't pull for your local team.
I agree with you. But it's not the end-all, be-all. Currency is New Orleans. He's here.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got houses elsewhere. But he's here. He's associated with the Pels.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he's always around. Like, you can just be walking around New Orleans and bump into Currency.
Yeah.
Often. Or at least I used to. When I was in college, like, we would go to the House of Blues for stuff, and I don't know if he still owns it. He did at one point with Jet Lounge and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just there. He's just around the city sometimes. Like, you could see him just driving around, and I don't know. I'm with you. That's the best way to put it. He is what people make Wayne out to be.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% agree. And that's actually one of the things I was going to bring up in this conversation. I'll throw out who my favorite is growing up, and I'm a little older than you, so it's probably going to be missed by even some of our listeners. Soulja Slim was probably my favorite local rapper going back. I mean, him and BG was just like two guys that I loved as a kid. But no, Currency, I mean, that's something I was definitely going to bring up. It's just his stranglehold on what New Orleans culture is. Not just like rap culture, but like culture. He's everywhere. It's insane.
Wayne's been my favorite since a kid. Currency happened like late in life, like college-ish, is when I really is when he started to grow on me. But yeah, man.
Next game.
Roll
into it. You got one?
Do you have one?
I mean, I could always bring something up.
Let's do one of yours then.
Okay. Overrated, underrated, properly rated.
Yes.
You ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Post-game win songs in Major League Baseball. Do you know what I'm saying?
Post-game win song.
For example, you have teams like the Cubs, the Red Sox, maybe is it the Mets or the Yankees? I forget which one. New York.
So like Tessie?
What the hell is Tessie?
The Red Sox.
Tessie? I thought Sweet Caroline's in the 7th inning. That's right.
Okay.
Or the 8th inning. Yeah. Well, either way, like those songs, those in-game like songs that are synonymous with those clubs, because I think even the Orioles.
Specifically in baseball?
Whatever.
Well, you said baseball. I'm thinking like Fly Eagles Fly.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say properly rated.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel forced, properly rated.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fly Eagles Fly, for example, is a good one. It's just I don't even know the origins of that.
Yeah.
But it's for the team. That's cool. Like if the Saints were to do halftime or like even Choppa Style now is overrated. That first year was cool. Now that's overrated. So if it's not
Get that shit out of here.
forced, I'm with you. I want to get rid of it for sure. If it's not forced, properly rated.
I feel you. I probably could have done a better job asking that question. It was difficult even researching. Like when I was putting it in Google, I was like, what the hell do you even call this stuff? Like, they're not all fight songs.
Yeah.
Because like Fly Eagles Fly is like a fight song, right? But then like Sweet Caroline, for example, with Boston is just like, it's just a song. Or like Go Cubs Go is kind of like a fight song, right? But it's like, I don't know, like all of them are different. But I'm actually gonna go the opposite end here. I'm gonna say underrated, because in the moments when those songs are cool, it's like euphoria, right? Like for example, I was at a Cubs game and they were getting their butt kicked, and they come back and they win on like the craziest comeback. Like Javi Baez single-handedly leads them to victory, and the crowd's going crazy. Game ends, they play Go Cubs Go. Everyone in the stadium is standing and singing, and like for me, someone who's never been there, it was the coolest experience I've ever had in a Major League Baseball stadium. It was phenomenal. So I'm gonna go underrated.
Yeah, you threw me off a little bit just by saying like specifically baseball.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know any. Like I know Go Cubs Go, but it didn't register with me. I immediately went to football, but even in football, I don't know that many.
Yeah, I can't think.
Like Fly Eagles Fly is one.
Everybody does stand up and get crunk. Like
yeah,
everybody. I know that we claim it, but like if you listen to every stadium around.
But it's not even like a. Baltimore does White Stripes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know if that's like is it a victory song?
I think it's like a fight song in game.
Yeah.
I guess to get the crowd going in certain moments. Pittsburgh has one too. I forget what it is.
The reverse of this, the pregame things.
Yeah.
In all of sports, and we could separate this a little bit. The things that are done during the national anthem. So like we do Home of the Saints.
Do we?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's home. They do Home of the Saints.
Since when?
For a while now.
I have never noticed, and I've been to a lot of Saints games. I have never noticed the fans in that moment scream Saints instead of anything else.
At least our whole section is doing it. I don't. Maybe it's. I mean, it'd be hard for me to tell whether everybody's doing it or not if everybody around me is doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vegas does like Through the Night for the national anthem. Like every singer that does it just stops singing at that part, and the fans yell "Nights" or "Night," whatever. Things like that. How do you feel about the national anthem interruptions? Because it was when we played Edmonton, and they did the national anthem, our national anthem, and their fans got pissed off that we sang did the Nights for our national anthem.
Yeah.
So
they feel it was like disrespectful.
Yeah, but I don't understand how, because they're Canadian. Like, what do you care? This is how.
Right.
But how do you feel about this? Overrated, underrated, properly rated? Specifically, the national anthem things.
I'm gonna say overrated. They're fun, but like I don't care. And this is me. Like I just don't care. Like, but I thought of a few as you were saying them. Like I remember in Baltimore, like they all scream O because they're the O's.
Yeah.
The baseball. Like Green Wave, they say wave instead of brave. You know, but I don't care.
That's fair.
I don't care. I think, and it could be because maybe I'm going on a tangent here. Could be because like playing when I would stand during the national anthem, that was my time that I like zoned out. Like I didn't even pay attention to the national anthem. So like now when it's kind of like when I lock in. Yeah, like even now, like before the game, I don't pay attention to the national anthem. The only national anthem I ever pay attention to is like before the Super Bowl because it's some random celebrity or like the All-Star game for the NBA. Like,
I don't know. Like it is kind of when I'm like starting to lock in, especially at Saints games, because it's like the end of the national anthem goes to the coin toss, which goes to the real thing we're all there for.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, in the game.
So I'll say, that depends. Last year, maybe that was the most exciting part. I'll say overrated now because it's like everybody's trying to do it's different from the next thing where it's just the pregame rituals that each teams do because those are all unique. There's only so many things you can do with the national anthem.
Right.
So I'm going to say overrated for those. But for the pregame rituals, I'm saying underrated. Because some of the
The Who Dat chant's awesome.
Yeah, the
It
Who
is.
Dat
when
chant
it's
is
when it's rolling. Like,
yeah,
you know.
they're all different. The Who Dat chant is awesome.
We kind of stopped it though. Like, well, during the end of Peyton, that's when I knew Peyton was checked out.
Did we stop? Or
We did. We just stopped. They stopped sending people out to do it at the end of Peyton's run. And somebody asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even realize it." And I was like, "Fuck, what do you mean you didn't
This
realize
fucking
it?" Like, yeah, that was actually, I'll never forget. That was the moment I was like, "Man, is this dude checked out?" And then at the end of the season, he was gone, and I was like, "Oh, this makes sense."
Yeah. Like the Chiefs do the whole stadium doing the chop.
Yeah.
And the chant is cool. What you got? What you think?
Like, that's all cool. If I'm specifically choosing like overrated, underrated, properly rated, I'll say properly rated. I'll go right in the middle with it.
It's just something about it. Like
It's fun. It's fun. I was thinking more when you said like pregame stuff. After that, I was thinking like the pregame huddles. Like, there's been some really cool pregame huddles. The Jameis, like Deacon Jameis backing up everything that's said. The Drew Brees, like 1-2 win for you. Like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Now the next year it wasn't as cool, but like there's always some cool stuff with that.
it's all atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when the Saints are rolling, like you said, and the Who Dat chant is rolling,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going underrated because that's like it's one of the cool. Like, it gets you ready.
Yeah.
Nothing gets you because it's kickoff right after that. And especially if like we're on defense and you got to keep being loud,
Yeah.
it's perfect. It rolls into it. But it is when we're losing and it's just kind of like, all right, man, like this game doesn't really mean anything.
Here we go again.
We're
We're 5-7.
the
playing
Pels
the 5
thing-
and 7 Panthers.
The Pels thing with standing up until we make a bucket. I don't like that. It's overrated. Let's just sit, okay? Like this. I'm not waiting for them to brick 15 threes and then we're sitting down. Like, stop.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't like that OKC also does it and they took it from us basically.
I
That was
didn't even
old.
know
That was a Hornets thing.
Yeah.
And then it went to OKC with the Hornets, and then when OKC got a professional basketball team, they just kept doing it.
What about the wave?
If you're doing the wave at any sporting event or concert or anything, why are you there? You're probably bored. What are you doing?
The Rangers. So I watch the Rangers games on whatever the Bally channel is that does them, and they used to do this commercial a few years ago. It was all like the whole thing with the commercial was like a group of fans, like 10 fans. They were like the wave breakers, and people. You're not supposed to do the wave on
offense.
On offense,
Right.
And their whole thing was that if it started on offense, they would sit down. Like, this was a whole like 2-minute commercial that they would play like 6 times throughout the span of a game.
Dude.
I'm like, this is ridiculous.
It's for real though. I remember back in the day going to Saints games when the wave was very prominent because we were not good, and people like longtime Saints fans that I would sit with would get pissed if we did the wave on offense. They're like, "What are you doing? You're distracting the team." And I'd be like, "I don't know. I don't know if you're watching the game, but this is not why we're losing."
The best part about the wave is that it starts off perfect, but then the bottom is always faster because just less people, and then the people at the top are watching the people at the bottom, so then it's going around twice at the top. Nobody's ever on the same page after like the first go round.
It's true.
With the wave.
That's funny.
Good times, man.
Yeah, man, that brought me back the nostalgia of like the wave at old Saints games, and then like the colored hallways you would run down the ramps at the end of the game.
We used to play football on those ramps at the Tulane games because the Tulane games were so
Oh,
so bad.
Man, poor Tulane. I had season tickets to Tulane one year, and I was in the 300 section, which in my head when I got the tickets, I was like, "Man, yeah, this is great tickets." And there's like nobody up there with me, and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible."
I was gonna say there's nothing more miserable than the wave at an old Tulane game at the Dome. The Baby Cakes and the Zephyrs might be worse.
Yeah, listen, I used to work for the Baby Cakes, and there were some games where I don't know if I should say this, but we used to announce 1,000 people or 1,500 people. I could have counted on a couple of hands, more than my 2 hands, but I could have counted.
The only people there are the school that's sponsored for the day.
There is nobody here. What is happening?
Oh man!
Well, it's 99 degrees. It rained all day. It's now humid as hell, and no one cares about a team that's associated with the Marlins.
Good times, man.
Also, Center Plate closed everything but one beer booth.
I will say, I had a blast at every Baby Cake Zephyrs game I ever went to.
Good.
You know, I don't know if it's just because I love baseball so much.
Yeah.
It's just that's the thing about baseball. Like it doesn't matter almost the game
Yeah.
in a way, especially like minor league. Because like I don't care if the Baby Cakes won any kind of minor league championship.
I actually really agree. I used to love when I first started working for the Baby Cakes. It was really a dream come true because just being able to be at the ballpark was so much fun.
Yeah.
You get a little bitter near the end. You know, nobody supports the team, and you feel like you're clawing and fighting to get people to just come out to this stadium, and things never really fell into place. But man, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It was so much fun, man. I even went after I left, like their last year, which was a terrible year fan wise. I used to go because I lived right across the street, and I would just go sit by myself with my dog in like the seats like out by the outfield, and just hang out for hours.
Oh yeah, my first year at work, we used to do. I think my first year I started working, so this was 5 years ago. So it had to be their last year or second to last year.
Mm-hmm.
We would rent out the work would rent out the little patio section down the first baseline, over there. They'd put a couple inflatables there for the kids, and we'd have food, and like all we had to do was tell them how many people we were bringing. And we went with my wife and my son and just went hang out. They did some giveaways, and we actually lucked into like a doubleheader because it just happened to be a day where one got pushed back.
Lucked into a doubleheader. Let me tell you, working a doubleheader was not lucky.
Well, I bet. Nowadays, working a doubleheader might not be too bad.
No, I think when it turned into like 2 7-inning games, I was like, okay, this isn't too bad.
Yeah,
like
that's what happened.
We'll get through it. Like
good times, man. Shout out to the Shrine.
I miss it, man. It was good. It was always good times. I almost went off on a tangent there, and you brought me back to like the fun times instead of me just shitting on center plate for an hour.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Thank you. What else we got?
Well, speaking of center plate and game day foods.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Time for another game.
I'm in.
This was your idea, so go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do a draft. We're gonna do only draft in 3. So we'll draft 3 apiece. We
got a lot of games to do.
Yeah, we got a lot of games to do. Anybody who's joining us for this episode, if you made it this far too, thank you. I don't know why you're still here. But this is different than what we normally do. Normally we'll do like one game. It's a lot of discussions about random crap. We have fun. We'll do Smash or Pass at some point, but tonight's a lot of games as like a homage to the past. But this game, it's a callback. This game is our draft. We've done drafts before. This one we're going to draft 3 game day concession items.
Okay, so
anything you can get at a concession stand,
but individually. So I'm not drafting like a meal of blank and this drink.
Right.
Okay. All right, you go first. You go first.
Well, in that case, if I go first, if you give me the first pick, I feel like the number one thing you have to draft first is going to be beer.
Okay.
Like cold beer.
Yeah, that's fair. I will take a dome dog or just a hot dog. Whatever version of the hot dog is at said stadium, that's my number one pick.
It's a solid pick. I mean, you think any sporting event, you're normally going to think hot dog, especially like baseball or something. Nothing's more American than a hot dog and a beer.
Beer and hot dog. That feels like the combo right there.
Right. Yeah, I feel that. All right, second pick. I think I have to go with every time we go to a game, this is the first thing my daughter asks for, pretzel.
That's a good one.
Big pretzel.
I don't know that this would have gotten drafted if I'm not picking it, but it's my go-to thing at the stadium. I'm getting some nachos. I'm drafting nachos number 2.
That's a solid pick. Are you putting? How do you order your nachos? Is it just nachos and cheese?
It depends on my mood. I would say more often than not, it's nachos with just nachos with the extra cheese. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I'll get the peppers if I'm in the mood for that.
Yeah.
But most of the time, just nachos. I'll pay the $2 or whatever it is for the extra cheese because that little thing of cheese is not enough. The key with the nachos is you gotta have the cheese on the top of them.
Yeah.
And then you have to take a couple of them and let them soak in the cheese for a couple minutes. You know what I mean?
You like the soggy nachos?
Not all of them. But there's, you get the crispy. Right.
A few.
Right.
You got to have a plethora of options.
There you go.
Plethora. Who cares? Shout out to the Braves, man. I just randomly thinking through that. They have some really good food at the stadium in Atlanta, dude. At the Braves game.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the different places they have there, but it's like local vendors, local restaurants that actually sell food at the game.
It does suck that we don't have that our food selections could be so good, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that could be so good.
That's what led me to thinking that, because I was like, oh, the nachos at the Saints game, like you can get some of those barbecue nachos. They're like, okay.
Right. We went. Well, I was
Pulled
about to say. I will now. If you give me the option of like barbecue nachos or pulled pork nachos, like I'm taking that
Right.
10 out of 10 times. But I went to the Rangers' new stadium, and they have like a local barbecue spot in there
so do the Braves.
that does their barbecue nachos.
Yeah.
And it's like legit smoked.
Oh yeah.
Pork. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
rolling,
It's like a
dude.
real restaurant meal. It's like, oh, this is
Yeah,
good.
and the hot dog isn't a hot dog; it's a full sausage.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So
Yeah.
that just further emblazons my hate.
maybe I need to start doing these season ticket surveys they send me and be like, just the only answer I give is food, better food.
They claim, you saw the stuff that they came out with recently. They claim that nobody has a problem with the food, and I think that's bullshit.
Yeah,
Center plate sucks. Put it on a shirt.
yeah. I'm willing to bet it's not that people don't have a problem with the food. It's just that they don't. Maybe people don't care about the food. Maybe we care more about the food than other people.
That's also true. People
Because
don't
if you're going to a Braves game, like you're just there as a baseball fan, right? Like you're not a diehard Braves fan, so
Yeah.
you're kind of like, I'm just experiencing the park. Let me get some food. Like
Yeah.
you caring more about the food.
Also, a fair point you just made that you don't realize you made is like, if you're going to a Braves game, there's nothing else to do around there. If you're in that district, that's it. That's where you are. Now, if you're going to a Saints or a Pelicans game, I mean, you're in the city of food. Like there's restaurants everywhere. You can go eat something before the game, after the game. Like,
I don't know. You said no. It's a weird thing because it's kind of like Braves Rangers specific. But like you said, the Braves have a situation like the Rangers have where there's shit all outside the stadium now.
yeah,
Like there's a whole another barbecue spot outside the stadium and restaurants and things outside the stadium that you can eat at and then go in, and then they still give you the option for real good food.
yeah, it's the same way in Atlanta.
So I don't think having good food around New Orleans is an excuse to not have good food. And if anything, you should be embracing that
And bring it in.
Yeah,
Bring it inside.
dude. Like all these, like hit some of these big food, like the popular food trucks up. Be like, hey, come have a stand in the dome, or come have a stand in the arena.
That's a phenomenal idea. Instead of kicking all these vendors off the street, put them in a dome
Yeah,
on
like,
game days. Let them make some money.
Exactly.
They'll probably turn it down because that's a lot.
I was about to say it's a win for the arena and the dome, right?
Right.
Like you're gonna get a cut. They probably will turn you down, but dude, find a couple local spots and be like, hey, come set up a spot in here. Get Dome Dog in there, or not? What is it? Dat Dog.
Dat Dog.
Get Dat Dog in there to do the hot dogs. Like, is that so bad?
And it could be a dumbed down. I mean, even Smoothie King in the dome. We're on a tangent here. We have draft picks left to pick.
We only have one.
We have one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, get them in there. It could be a reduced menu. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just make it better than what it is.
We're gonna clip this and tag the Saints. This is our pitch to improve the food at the arena and the dome.
Who is it? LSED.
I don't know.
Whoever runs the dome and the arena and
you would know more than I would. I have no idea.
I can't remember at the moment.
Are you up?
Off the top of my head, I am up. My third pick. So you went nachos 2. You went hot dog 1. I went beer 1. Oh no, this is my second pick, huh?
No.
Did I pick someone? I don't even remember now. What did I pick?
You went beer. I went hot dog.
Yeah.
What did you pick?
Now I'm at a loss. I don't remember. Did I pick anything? Oh, the pretzel.
The pretzel. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Pretzel, my daughter, favorite thing. All right, so this is my third pick. I'm a little conflicted here. I'll be completely honest with you, because it's like, is it something I want, or is it something that like I feel like other people are going to get? What's something that's at every stadium that everybody buys? I'm going to leave that all to the side, though. I'm going to go with the little personal pizzas. Everybody, every stadium I've ever been to, I'm seeing those personal pizzas. I don't really get them, but
some are good, some are not good at all. I used to like it when it was Domino's in the dome, and then they went to Rotolo's. Not so good. The Domino's ones, that's the thing. It's Domino's, but it's not Domino's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know Domino's pizza. That ain't it. But no, I'm with you. I think that's a good selection right there.
Gotcha.
For me, I feel like I need a snack here. You got the pretzel.
Yeah.
I don't have any other. There's no other drink that I'm going to draft here. I don't.
No, not even like the lemonade. People love that lemonade.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. I've heard that there's some ballparks though that don't even have lemonade.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna pick that.
Okay.
I'm torn between two things here. I'm gonna draft popcorn.
Ooh. Okay.
The one I was torn between was peanuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the two, I think. Is like just a quick go-to,
Man.
sobering up snack.
Nothing smells better than when you walk past the stand that has all the nuts and they have like the cinnamon whatever nuts.
Yeah,
I don't even want them, but they smell
right.
so good.
I don't even eat them, but I'm like, man, this is a top 5 smell right here.
Just amazing. You got any runner-ups?
I used to like getting cotton candy as a kid.
Yeah, that's got to be a staple, right? Like, I feel like kids everywhere.
Yeah, the little Italian ice things that they kind of go around with.
Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots is a
that's
choice.
That's a sleeper. That's a sleeper. I didn't think about
ice
that.
cream. Ice cream in general. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
when you used to get, and I'm sure they still do it, the Dippin' Dots and the mini helmets.
Yeah,
That was what a time. I used to
Man.
love going. That was like the number one thing I wanted as a kid.
That's how I knew who the affiliate was for the baby cakes.
100%.
Because they would always change the damn helmet, and I'd be like, "Wait, we're with the Marlins now." When did this
You know
happen?
what? I think you're onto something. I think that's why they did it.
It might be.
This is the team we're associated with, and we need you to know some kind of way other
Yeah.
than just hanging a sign.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, why is this helmet the Marlins?
Right. I had so many Astros helmets. So many.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know what? The other one that comes to mind for me, and then we can move on. When it was fresh, like in its infancy, right? Like the first couple years they did it. The crispy, crunchy chicken.
I was gonna say chicken tenders is a sleeper pick.
That stuff was so good with the Sweet Baby Ray's sauce. Like, man, that was every time when I would go to a Hornets game at the time, I think it was, maybe Pels early years. That stuff hit the spot.
Is there another drink? I mean, you say lemonade. That's probably.
I mean, you're looking at like.
I can't think of like another alcoholic drink.
It's beer. It's all. I mean, the games at games, like, yes, people drink cocktails. I drink cocktails at the games.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're thinking of like what everybody's gonna get, most people are gonna like go to. It's beer. It's got to be.
I guess like just a good soft drink is
like a fountain drink.
Probably a solid choice. Also,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good. I think that's the first time we've had a draft where we didn't question any pick. Everything felt right.
It's all. It just feels right.
It wasn't the waffle pancake situation again.
Hey, bacon was the choice in that one. That's what won everybody over.
Speaking of food,
What you got?
I want your best food hot take.
That's so like. There's so many like areas you can go with that.
I'll give you mine.
Okay.
This came about because I got to my grandma's house this morning and my mom had gotten donuts for my son. I am a person who believes room temperature donuts are better than hot, fresh donuts. Now, when I say room temperature, I don't mean they've been sitting there for hours. Like, I like them if I go pick them up from a Krispy Kreme or Tasties or something. By the time I'm getting to where I'm going, they've cooled down. The glaze has kind of settled.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that little crisp to it. That's the perfect donut.
Yeah, I can support that. I can get behind that because
I've gotten hate for that before.
No, I can definitely get behind that because I mean, if you think about it, you know, some of those, especially like Krispy Kreme or really anywhere, those glazed, if they're hot, that stuff's still dripping off, and it's just it's a mess.
Yeah,
it's hard to eat. Yeah, I agree. I mean, just the other day, we went to the place in Covington that had burned down, opened back up. I went and got donuts for my daughter for her birthday because that was what she wanted. And like yesterday, the day before, she asked me, we have like 2 left. She asked me for one. I was like, man, these are old. Like, they've been sitting here. So I microwaved it for just a second, and I microwaved it too long. So like the chocolate's dripping down, and I'm like, damn, this is ruined. And she's like, no, I want it. And I'm like, ah.
And sometimes I want one. Sometimes I want one right away.
Yeah.
I'll go through drive-through. I want one right away. Give me the batch that you made before this one. I don't want to wait for the new ones. Give me the ones right before.
Right.
I'll take the last few.
Give me the ones that you're gonna throw away.
Yeah. That way, I can take one. It's not dripping on my pants, on my shorts, whatever. I can just eat it. Bam, lick the fingers. We good to go. We rolling.
Lick the fingers.
You know what I mean?
Are you a chocolate milk with your?
Yeah, I'm a chocolate milk. I don't like milk. This is gonna be one of my smasher passes, but that's not.
Stop.
It's not gonna give it away.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, I don't like milk, so it kind of ties into it.
Okay.
I don't like white milk except for like cereal. I'll put a little bit in my coffee sometimes. If I'm making it, you've seen when other people make it, it gets a little out of hand.
Jeez.
But
Does it?
yeah, I love a good Borden's chocolate milk.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that I don't drink chocolate milk at all anymore, and I don't eat donuts at all anymore. But
That's the only time.
yeah, if you're going to eat a donut, I mean, a Borden's chocolate milk with that donut is just like, I mean, I can remember as a kid, my dad every morning, I think he would give me like $3, and I would ride my bike to school in elementary school. I'm old, guys. You hear all that? He gave me $3, and I would ride my bike to school. And now listen to the place I used to stop at. I used to stop at McKinsey's.
There you go.
On the way to school every morning, and I would get me a little tiny Borden's chocolate milk.
I like that.
And I would get me either like a donut hole or two, or like some of those little turtles. Dude, the best combination in the world. I'm telling you, like nothing tops it.
I love it. I have another food topic.
What you got?
What is the First Take was talking about this the other day? Slow News Day, July. What is the best form of a potato?
Oh, well, you know my answer.
I don't.
You don't know my answer?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
Maybe you've told me in
how
the past.
nuanced can I get here?
Whatever you want.
Okay, first of all,
you got a potato, and you're gonna make it into something.
Oh well, okay. So I can't choose.
Okay. I don't want to say that because you're not gonna if your answer is like French fries, you're probably not gonna make French fries out of your potato. Just the potato landscape.
Gotcha. So I'm going sweet potato if that's allowed.
Okay,
okay. I'm going sweet potato first.
That's fair.
And then I'm going.
That's not. I didn't mean type of potato.
I know. That's why I wanted to clarify. Even if I don't have to clarify, even if it's just potato in general, I'm going shoestring fries.
Shoestring fries.
Shoestring fries.
That's a good.
Regardless of the type of potato.
That's a good choice. Shoestring fries are the best type of fries.
Yeah. Like the curly. Are those shoestring fries? Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
I'm thinking a shoestring to me is just the really thin ones.
Yeah. I do like those. I was thinking like
the
thin curly fries is really.
It's kind of similar because it's the thin crispy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just talking curly. I think I'm gonna go hash browns. But as like not like a McDonald's hash brown.
Right.
Like a hash brown you could make on a Blackstone.
Like you smash them and they're like crispy.
This is like a recent thing for me too. Like I've always liked them, but I think just in recent years you start getting like loaded hash browns or something. Like hash browns I think are my choice. If not, I'm taking like a good baked potato.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good choices. I can't fault those. I mean, I am, like I said, sweet potato first. People will hate me for that. I'm one of those weirdos. But I mean, even the same things you're talking about. Like I'll make some smashed sweet potatoes. Yeah. Like just really crispy, crunchy them up. Throw an egg on top of them bad boys for breakfast. Maybe some cheese or whatever the heck you want to put on it. So good.
Yeah,
you can't beat it.
There's not a lot of forms of potatoes I don't love. I should not like potatoes as much as I like potatoes. But
said everyone everywhere.
I'm sure there used to be was it Spuds?
Yeah. Spudleys
with whatever you wanted in the potato.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What you know about Spudleys, man? Come on.
They recently as in like the last like 10 years maybe, they had a similar place in Slidell.
Uh-huh.
And they would let you get whatever you wanted, either as loaded fries or a baked potato.
Yeah.
And it was just in a bad spot, but it was the same exact thing.
Bro, Spudley's is in a bad spot. You want to talk about places in a bad spot? It's on a service road away from nothing.
Yeah. One of those situations, though, where if something's good enough, you know what I mean?
The fact that you knew what Spudley's was, that's like a childhood thing for me, man. It's like, it's in the heart of Metairie. It's like in the middle of nowhere.
I'm surprised I remember it, to be honest with you, especially being out there. Like, I don't remember a lot from out there.
Yeah.
Man, good.
Yeah,
we got some nostalgia today. I like this.
Dude, my dad used to randomly, I mean, that was the thing. My uncle was handicapped. He was in a wheelchair, and we used to take care of him. He used to live with us. And that was his favorite thing. Anytime my dad would come home from work or whatever, I'd be watching my uncle, and he'd be like, "Hey, what y'all want for dinner?" And my uncle every time, Spudley's. He loved those loaded mashed potatoes or loaded baked potatoes, dude. Like
I do it at home. If I make like a pulled pork, and I have some potatoes, my last thing I do with the pulled pork is usually like a loaded potato.
Yeah,
it's good times with that.
Hell yeah!
All right, we got. Let's do smash or pass.
Okay.
And we'll end with top 5 like we always used to.
Let's do it.
Are we doing top 3 instead of top 5?
Top 5. We could do top 3. That's
okay.
Fine.
You got a smash or pass?
I don't, man. I left it all up to you this week.
I got one. And did you see my polls by any chance from last night?
I have an admission. I have been so removed from the world in general. Like I think you said it best earlier. I tweeted once today and like maybe once yesterday. Like I'm not even on it right now.
That's fine. You didn't need to see them, but it would have gave the topic away.
Well, then I didn't, so that's even better.
All right, so I was having a discussion with a friend last night, and they told me we were talking about dipping cookies in milk, which is why I was saying I don't like milk kind of gives us away a little bit. And they said they don't drink milk, so they dip their cookies in water. So smash or pass, dipping the cookies in water, and then I have follow-up questions.
First of all, no, and you should reevaluate that friendship. Just don't dip them in anything if you don't want milk.
Okay, this is where the I'm with you 1,000%. This is psychotic behavior. No water dipping cookies.
No.
Okay. Then we got into the debate of, and this is just kind of off a smash and pass, a whole other topic in a way. What is the reason for dipping a cookie? My argument was that the milk enhances the flavor of the cookie. Their argument was that the milk is to make the cookie soggy, which therefore the water is a good substitute because it does the same thing.
No.
I want to say this, not that it makes it much better. They specified it's only for chocolate chip cookies. You're not soaking Oreos in water.
You're not soaking any cookie in water. It's weird.
I agree. I need your. What is the? I need this. You need to help me clarify this.
You're both right. But it is to make it soggy.
It's a little bit of both.
It's to make it soggy with the enhanced flavor of the milk. If you're doing it in water, it's just a soggy cookie, which is weird.
I will. For me personally. So again, I don't like milk, so I don't dip my cookies in milk. But I will get a Chips Ahoy and dip it in some chocolate milk every now and then.
Look, listen,
but it's a quick dip for me. I don't like the soggy cookie. That's why I buy the hard Chips Ahoy.
If you don't
Jason said it best. The soft Chips Ahoy, worst cookie on the market. Sorry.
Who's Jason?
The new guy.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know you were talking about that Jason. Sorry.
Don't take offense. Too many J's in the
There's
group
There's a lot of Jasons. I forgot that he said that. That's
Jason,
right.
Justin, Jacob, I don't fucking know.
Who fucking knows? No, listen. If you want something else to dip your cookies in, and you don't want to do milk, just do like oat milk or something. Like, don't be a weirdo. Don't be a weirdo. I don't know how else to say that.
Melt some ice cream down, and like I don't know. That's better than water.
That's a whole other
It's
thing.
better than water.
That's true. It is better than water. What is the reasoning? Why are we choosing water over milk? You just don't like milk? Is that the?
That was the reason.
Argument?
They don't drink milk.
I got it. Why don't they drink milk? They don't like the flavor. They don't like the fat and the calories. Like, there's a lot of things that go into. They don't like that. Well, it's
milk
dairy.
Milk just isn't. Milk isn't as good for you. Milk's got a good PR rep.
Yeah, I don't like milk. Milk is not for me.
Milk is not good for you, really.
Right.
Right. So I understand there's people that don't drink milk. That's not the issue here. I don't think the answer is to go dip your cookies in water.
It's not. You don't have to think.
I'm glad you agree with me.
Who is this person?
This was one of those situations where the podcast might have to end.
I just can't even get behind that. Like, normally I can play devil's advocate and be like, I'll support something and argue it. No, that's a big pass.
I'm gonna send. I told them I'd send them the clip, but I made the polls last night to try to prove the point. And as of this morning, all the votes were on my side. 100% of the polls don't get 100% of anything.
Yeah, normally there's at least one person. It's like, no, I can understand. Yeah. No, that's a hard.
And I even gave the 3 options on the cookies on the reasoning for dipping, whether it was soggy to enhance the flavor or a mixture of both, and all of it was enhance the flavor.
Okay, that makes sense. You got any other smash or passes?
I do not.
We can leave it. We can leave it at that. That's all right. That's smash or pass. We've been putting out like single segments anyway, which I really like because it's cooler. You can condense it. People can talk about it. But that was smash or pass presented by.
We're condensing everything this episode.
We are.
So it's fair.
That was presented by Coops.Burgers.
Sorry.
Get the hot boy.
Yeah. Tell them Patty sent you.
You don't have to tell them Patty sent you. Just get the damn hot boy. It's phenomenal. They also just released a like bacon ranch burger, I think.
Okay.
I saw it the other day.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. We gotta go, dude. We've been talking about it.
I don't know where they are ever. This is a you thing.
Well, you got to follow them.
I do follow them.
Coops.burgers. They normally post their weekly list, or they'll say, hey, we're here tonight. Hey, we're there. And I know that, life's fast.
The
hard.
way it's going to happen is you're going to have to be like, hey, they're here this day. What are you doing? And I'll be like, hey, let's go.
Tonight, probably at Winston's. What are you doing?
Working at 2:30 or getting up at work at 2:30 in the morning. So, no.
All right, that's fair.
Anyway, a day we do Brew Bros, that feels like a good finishing spot if we can work that out.
We could probably do that. They're always on the West Bank for those days, but we'll figure it out. We'll talk later.
All right. Let's do top 5.
Top 5.
/ top 3.
Top 5. Yeah, / top 3. What do we got?
I have 5 if you want to do 5, but
Mhm.
we can do 3 if you want to.
I'm going off the dome with this because I don't even remember what the topic was.
Okay,
I
let's
know
do
we
3.
talked about it.
So you said top 5 comedians in movies. I didn't think you meant stand-up comedians. I just thought you meant like funny actors.
It can be. It can be both. If they're in
Right,
a movie,
but not specifically.
right. It doesn't have
Kevin
to be a
Hart.
stand-up.
You know what I mean?
comedian. Right.
Okay.
Right.
'Cause-
But if you look, like most comedians in movies have done stand-up at some
Yeah,
point.
but like Kevin Hart as an example is
Sure.
a stand-up comedian that just happens to be an actor. That's
yeah,
how I view it.
absolutely.
Okay. Again, I'll let you go first.
I'll go first. Okay, shoot.
Are we doing 5 or 3? Let's decide.
Let's do 3 because I didn't even make a
All right.
list.
All right. No, I
3,
gotta-
number 3. Who do I go? This guy's got a collection. He plays the same character in almost every movie, so it's hard for me to put him any higher than even like 4. I feel like there's somebody that could be higher. I'm gonna go Adam Sandler, number 3.
Okay, that's fair. Adam Sandler's very hit and miss for me.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think he is for everybody.
Yeah.
Overall body of work,
Mhm.
I love Adam Sandler.
I think he's got enough hits to where
Yeah.
like you could say, yeah, like this guy, not a lot of them are
It's
corny, but
It's the corny, childish
right.
thing. 8 Crazy Nights, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Slept on.
100%.
Oh my goodness.
One of the best movies ever.
Might be his best movie.
I love it.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me. Okay, I'll skip these 2. I'll tell you after. I'm going Jonah Hill.
Okay.
What really put Jonah Hill over the top for me was the scene in Django with the mask. You know what I'm talking about?
It wasn't in This Is the End where he's like chained to the bed.
Jonah Hill doesn't miss. That's what I'm going to tell you. War Dogs, Jonah Hill. If you've never seen that, that's a great movie.
Is that a comedy?
No,
Neither
but he
of
is.
these are
but,
comedies. Actually,
but he is fun. But it is funny moments.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
I got
Like,
you.
that's the thing. He's not even in a comedy, and he still got me. That
Yeah.
scene in Django with the mask
Yeah.
is one of the funniest movie scenes, like, ever.
Yeah.
So, like, that's when you can do that in a non-comedy. Django is may not be a comedy, but it's a Quentin Tarantino movie. Oh, Dylan.
My daughter woke up.
So yeah,
That's a callback to, 40 episodes ago, I'm sure.
yeah. Jonah Hill, also super bad. One of my favorite movies of all time. So
Yeah, of course. And you bringing up Jonah Hill reminds me that I've overlooked a whole genre of actors in this list.
all
as
of
I
mine are
start.
going to be like more recent. So
It's
I
totally
guess. Go ahead.
totally fair. My number 1 is not going to change regardless.
Number 2.
And my
where
number
we're at.
no. My number 1's
I
not
just
going to
wanna
change
make sure you
regardless.
know
My
where
number
we're
2
at.
may have, but it's not gonna. And this is a cop out pick probably. Number 2, I'm going Kevin Hart.
That's fair. I didn't think you were going to pick Kevin Hart. That's why I said him.
Yeah. I was definitely picking Kevin Hart. It was either Kevin Hart. Like I'm old, so like when I think of like comedies and like people that have made me really laugh in
Yeah.
movies, I think Kevin Hart. I think Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I think a few other people.
Kevin Hart's a good choice. He's kind of another one that kind of plays the same role
He does
all the time, though.
Yeah.
But it's the Adam Sandler thing. Overall, I
Right.
enjoy Kevin Hart. In
All right,
movies.
who's your 2?
My number 2 is Zach Galifianakis.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
I guess The Hangover is the first one that kind of caught my attention.
He
And,
also somewhat. Well, no, he doesn't. I was gonna say he somewhat plays the same guy, but it's always
Yeah.
a little different.
The one he did, I can't remember the name of it. The one he did with Robert Downey Jr., where they just like he's trying to get somewhere, and they just kind of like buddy up eventually at some point. Like Robert Downey Jr. can't stand him
Yeah.
for a while. And
I
I
feel
can't
like
remember
I've
the name of
seen this. I don't remember. I'll be honest. He's not one of my faves, but I don't hate his movies. So
Yeah.
it's like
it. He gets me to laugh, man.
yeah.
There was another person I was flip flopping in there. I'll tell you later
Okay.
after we're done.
Well, my number 1. This is a good segue because that guy was in a movie with this guy. I'm going Will Ferrell. I'm going Will Ferrell.
I am also going Will Ferrell number one.
You can't like. There's his hits are just now. He's got some duds. He's got some duds.
Yeah.
But his hits are so much higher
100%
than any of the other hits. I mean, Step Brothers,
that's
Talladega Nights.
Also a good choice.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. The one that's in Step Brothers with him.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name right now.
Me too. My brain hasn't been working lately. I get you. All those are great. My favorite though. What's your favorite Will Ferrell movie? It's not those two for me.
I want to say Talladega Nights, but I think it's Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Step Brothers is I don't know. That's like a golden age of comedy right there.
It is. Those are hits. Talladega Nights for me is probably his best, but my favorite is Semi-Pro by far.
Yeah. I forgot. I didn't even think about Semi-Pro.
I can't there's nothing better than
Blades
that
of Glory, underrated.
Nah. That was one that didn't do it for me. It was okay.
It's not my it's not my, it wouldn't be in my top 5, but it's an underrated one. Gets some laughs out of it. He carries. If he wasn't in it, it'd be an awful movie.
Yeah.
I think Step Brothers is my favorite.
It's got to be.
Well,
it's one of them. It doesn't have to.
Some honorable mentions. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride. It was one that I really heavily considered.
I'm finally catching up on Righteous Gemstones, so Danny McBride is on my mind right now, and not necessarily a comedian, but he always makes me laugh. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Ryan Reynolds is up there for me too. That movie on Apple TV with him and Will Ferrell together, the Christmas movie.
Yeah. Great movie.
I love it.
Great movie. Ryan Reynolds makes me laugh in every movie he's in, so I get it. It's just the way he delivers. It's his delivery.
Yeah,
It's just it's almost like the condescending. That's me. I'm super condescending.
That's what it is. It's not here's a punchline.
Right.
It's just his attitude.
Right.
It's a good one.
It's hey, I'm going to make you feel like an idiot right now. Hold on. Just listen to me real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I know I do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. I love it.
That's all I got, man.
That's all I got, too, man. This was fun. A little bit of nostalgia. We hit an hour. Nostalgia really would have been being an hour and 50 minutes here because, we make
would have
feature
been
films.
had we had Mark and had to do all three of them.
I'm sure we would have got into some stuff. And as always, it got more fun as it rolled along. So if you stayed through the whole thing, I appreciate you. First of all, if you've been here from the beginning, I also appreciate you. We're still doing a giveaway. This may come out before that ends. It ends on August 5th. So, we got some cool things coming. We're going to go to dinner and kind of celebrate a little bit. Maybe put something out from dinner. Who knows? Just about us celebrating. And
yeah. And the plan next week is not to have a recorded episode like this. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
It's the plan. We feel like we deserve a week off.
Yeah.
But I also want to make sure we have I like having the episode every week. So I want to make sure we have something. The plan is to have a greatest hits. Maybe if you've just getting caught up on us, you've only been watching the last few episodes from when we started the giveaway or something.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a chance for you to see some of the early moments, some of the cringe moments from where we began to where we are now. We'll have every guest in there.
What's your favorite cringe moment?
It's the 2 mics set up and using the one.
Yeah, that's pretty high on the list for me. For anybody that doesn't know, our first episode, we had 2 mics set up. We couldn't figure out how to make them both, but we had them both set up. So I'm leaning in the whole time, talking into the one mic that's in front of him.
It starts with acting like they're both working, but then as it goes on, you got closer.
Yeah, that was the bourbon I was drinking.
Yeah, man,
night.
that was us. Not even. You know what? I wouldn't even change that. That's the advice you could give to anybody. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't, you can see if you watch all of our episodes, we just kept changing shit to get to where we wanted to be, and
we're still changing stuff.
Yeah.
We just do things.
This is not our final form.
No, we're going to continue to evolve. It's like Ethan, our guy, likes to say. It's about everything and nothing all at the same time. So
right,
yeah,
yep. We got some sports coming back, so we'll start hitting that again.
Roll wave.
Yep, roll wave. Who dat? Flock up, all of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out to everybody that's watched, subscribed. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe.
Yeah, win some stuff, man. If you want to win something other than a Pelicans jersey, tell us. Who knows? Maybe we're feeling frisky.
Yeah. I got nothing.
I got nothing else. You can follow us everywhere. Who effing knows? At Who effing knows. Literally everywhere. Follow Be in the Know, theknow.com. We also just sponsored a Little League baseball team, 10U, the Sun Devils, associated with East Bank Baseball. So
shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out Eli. That's my boy.
There you go.
So that's it.
Until then.
Take care of yourselves.